right, everyone. Welcome back to GORP. I am doing my best impression of Josh. And of course, you all know GORP stands for Grammys, Oscars, Radio Music Awards, and the People's Choice Awards. Hint, hint, a little bit of foreshadowing. We are talking about awards today. Some of you can see the appearances of Josh and Brooke have vastly changed. I'm only joking. We are joined by someone who some of you know as Machiyoshi. I believe I got that right, Santi. Was it close? You want to tell the people what it is actually?
A Munchin Yoshi. I'll give it to you.
Munchin Yoshi.
Yes.
I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. You might hear that one when it comes to the Grammys. And then we have Lizette here from Let's Hablar and Let's Hablar Solita. She's back from a couple weeks ago. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So it's going to be a fun one, and I like that we have some generational and some artistic things going on in today's choice. And when I mean that, I'm a little bit older. Lizette falls right in the middle. Santi's on the younger end of the scale. And we all have different interactions with award shows throughout the years, different favorites. And we all have different backgrounds. I was a big sports person. Lizette's a big theater kid. And Santi is a gamer. So I think this should be fun. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be interesting, the different takes
It really
on
is, for sure.
Well, we've got 3 Puerto Ricans, right? One who is a half Rican and doesn't speak Spanish. We've got Lizette. You go back to the island, but you weren't born on the island, right? You're born in California.
No, I wasn't. I was born in California. My mom is Mexican and my dad is Puerto Rican. So I always say I'm Mex-Rican because I'm the best of both worlds.
Okay.
But I'm raised in California. I went more to Mexico growing up because where my mom's family is from. A couple years back, I decided to take the first trip by myself, no parents, no other family members, to Puerto Rico. And I did not want to leave. I did not want to leave. I wanted to stay. And so for all the Puerto Rican people that see this, huepa, bendiciones, mi gente. Disfruten de coquito. Because, I mean, it's delicious any time of the year, especially Christmas.
Osman, Santi, you're actually from the island.
So I was born in Florida, but I grew up on the island in Utuado, Cayuco, where my family at. Hola, hola, mi gente. But my mom is from Calle, so I guess best of both worlds in the island. We can get pretty crazy, but coquito. I'll drink some later.
Maybe you gotta get. We are on the other side of the world from Lizette. She is over in California, so we're all the way in England, and we're really coming together across a billion time zones. So let's get started. Let's get going. Let's get rolling. Thank you so much to both of you, and let's see what we have on tap for the first subject on GORP, and it is something fun, I think. Memorable moments, which doesn't put too much pressure on anyone. Santi, why don't we go before you? Because you're trying to jog your memory, right? So let's go with Lizette first.
So, I mean, back in the day, if that's what you can call it, it would be when I think it was Christina Aguilera and Britney kissed on stage at an award show. Everybody was like, what in the world?
MTV Music Video Award show.
Yeah. And I didn't understand it. I was like, is this part of before they're going to make maybe a song together or something? And I didn't see anything later of them doing any type of collab together.
Yeah.
And that was just weird. So that's what came to my mind of a memorable moment, because you had no idea why they even did that. Was it for a song, a potential collab in the making, or what?
I think the next year Madonna and Britney Spears kissed. I think, if I have that right.
I think it was a year or two after. Yeah.
That they kissed, yeah. And Santi, did that jog your mind, or do you want me to go?
It jogged my mind. I'm more about. I remember Come and Get It, but she was Selena Gomez was a nominee for MTV Awards.
Okay.
And Harry Styles won but I wanted Selena Gomez to win. I'm sorry, but so that's what brought me back.
Okay, do you remember what Lizette was talking about when it came to the kiss?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. That was a
it's
big
just
thing.
yeah, super memorable moment. I remember, like, back in the day as a kid, I had no idea they were being exploited, probably by the producers of the MTV Music Video Awards for views. You know, I had no idea. But, like, as a kid, I was like, that is the best thing ever. Please forgive me. I was probably like 13 years old. Okay. Outside of that, for me, I have two that come to mind. And one is the MTV Movie Awards, and it was For the Other Guys, actually a film that Lizette was on the show that I talked about. And Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell were supposed to rappel from the ceiling, but it's a big joke where they get stuck in the ceiling. And the actor that played Draco Malfoy, I can't even remember his name, he says something, and Mark Wahlberg goes, "Shut up, you're not even going to be famous after the Harry Potter movies don't exist anymore." And he was so, it's so mean, but it was so accurate. Has he been in anything since the Harry Potter movies?
He has, but they like you only see them in Sundance, and then you don't see them in theaters. So it's just weird. You see them at the Sundance where they're premiering the. For a lot of people who don't know what Sundance is, that's basically after you make your movie, you go and showcase your movie at Sundance to see if it does well prior to it going to theaters.
Very art house.
I think this is where my generation shows.
Well, it's indie films. It's indie films, Santi. It's like not big budget.
Oh no, you got me there.
and then of course my other one is one I think you guys will both remember. Taylor Swift beats out Beyonce for Video of the Year. And go ahead, Santi. Go ahead.
There's another one that Harry Styles won. It was similar because
I think you just want to fight Harry Styles.
No. Okay, so this one correlates to the one Taylor Swift, because YouTube people can make clip arts of different ones, and Harry Styles was there for Taylor Swift when she won, and she was getting a lot of backlash, and Harry Styles won, and everyone hated that he won, and Taylor Swift was there. I don't know. It's just a romance thing for me.
No, here it is. This is where the age shows, because I'm actually talking about when Kanye West gets up on stage drunk and goes, hold on, Taylor, I'm going to let you finish. I'm like, but Beyonce should have won this award. You know damn well that Beyonce's video was better than your video. And then he keeps looking at Taylor Swift and he's like, no, I'm going to let you finish. And
he didn't let her finish.
He never let her finish. But later in the show, Beyonce very graciously called Taylor Swift up on stage he said, come on. She's like, come on, sweetie, come finish your speech. For her win, yeah. So that's way back, but yes, that is the memorable moment for me. Go ahead, Santi.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Have you never seen that?
I've seen like YouTube videos of the award shows, not until I stopped watching it like 2013.
Okay,
and that was not. It was, I don't know. I'm more. If there was a game show awards. I'd be more into watching that, and hopefully a YouTuber wins, So
that you know?
That I know, yes.
You got to go back and watch that clip, Santi. Go ahead, Lizette.
Okay.
Let me just say so just to give it some context, when you're on an award show and you are presenting, you know exactly how long that person has to accept their award. And when someone comes up unannounced, that was security's fault. They should have stopped him from even coming up to the mic and saying, this is no like shade on the Beehive. Don't come attack nobody for that. But he should have never said that. Yes, we know Beyonce is a musical icon. She's very good at what she does. Maybe not so much in other avenues, because she's had an athletic line that nobody knew about. She didn't really market that. She's having other businesses that really she'll start marketing it, but then she stops and it falls flat and they have to close it. So music is her passion. And when you have someone who also has that same passion giving a speech about, thank you for giving me this award. And it's cut completely because she has no room to say like thanks to her fans because some narcissist takes the mic. It's disrespectful. And I honestly think that he shouldn't be at any award shows ever. For that, just that moment showed who he is in the future. Maya Angelou did say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. He was crazy then, he's crazy now. He doesn't respect other artists and their avenues because he thinks he's above them all, and that to me is not. No es bienvenido.
Let's be careful with crazy. You're not wrong, but he is diagnosed bipolar, so I want to be careful with that one. But yeah, he definitely brought a lot on himself at the same time. I'm not what is the word, exonerating him of all of his crimes.
Yeah.
I'm just placing, hey, he's actually bipolar, but he still did all of these things, and I'm not saying he's innocent of anything. We left out a big one. Will Smith slapped a guy.
More recent one.
That's a pretty big one.
Isn't it because they were talking shit about his wife?
Yes, he said some stuff about, that's what led to the quote, "Keep my wife's name out your mother bleeping mouth."
I've seen the memes out of it that came through.
Let's go. Let's move on to the next one. Santi, you kind of went a little into this one, so we're going to start with you to give a little bit more explanation. Yes. They were robbed. So, Santi, you said Selena Gomez was robbed. Tell me more. Why should she have won? Why was she robbed?
Okay, so 2013, she should have won, and I know Harry Styles is a good singer, but overall, Selena Gomez has a better voice than Harry Styles. Not just saying that like the gender difference, but the way she performs her music, because I've been to her concert when I was younger and I did the meet and greet with her. She has that authenticness, and then Harry Styles just like his uniqueness, but I feel like he's no shade on him, but like copying other artists similarly in music style. So I don't know.
I will tell you this, Santi, and then I'm going to get you, Lizette. I have said for a long time, he and some other artists that I won't name because I don't want them to hate me, are really good at playing at the time that they are in. And he is really good at playing up to the time that he is in. And he does all the right things, says all the right things. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. And it makes it not genuine. He doesn't feel genuine to me, is what I'm saying. Yes. It all feels like his publicist, like, do this, you're going to be famous. This is going to make you look good to this crowd. This is going to make you look good. And he just does it. Yeah. So I will hats off to him for that, for just doing it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think you're genuine. I think you're really good at playing to the time you're in.
When others does it.
Almost forced.
Yeah, everyone else does their best at it. They're just not quite as good. So can't hate on the player. Got to hate the game.
Yeah.
Lizette, who was robbed?
I feel like almost every artist that is coming out barely gets robbed, because if you notice, like a lot of these award shows, especially music, they'll be nominated for like 8 awards and they could take 7. So potentially anyone who was, who maybe wrote on that album but had their own album also coming out didn't get the recognition for. I don't know if you've heard of him, Eladio Carrion. He wrote on Bad Bunny's album like 10 songs. All of those songs won awards at the same time. They were both nominated, and he didn't win one, but his music is a lot deeper than Bad Bunny's music. But I feel like that to me is like kind of everybody gets robbed it to a certain point, because if you could have written on someone else's album, come out with your own, it doesn't get the same recognition as someone who's a little bit more popular. Even with like going back in the day, Keith Sweat was one of those artists that everybody loved.
All over your body, baby.
Yeah, him. Like he wrote
Santi's
a lot
like,
of
who is
songs.
that? Who is that?
He's old. Let's just say he's probably gonna be on a Icy Hot commercial in a couple of years. Okay, he's that much older than you. So.
If she had said Julio Iglesias, would you have known that one?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yes.
So he wrote on Ashanti's album, and then he
Mhm.
wrote on 3 other albums, and he had a album that came out, and his never got even to the award show. And it was
Gotcha.
probably twice as good as those other songs, but
Mm.
Can you
what
say
can
his
you
name one
do?
more time so we could hear who got robbed? What was his name?
He Sweat.
No, not Key Sweat. What was the other one? The other one.
Oh, Bad Bunny and
No,
Hilario Carrion.
that was the one. I know. I could say Bad Bunny. I can't say the other one.
Hilario Carrion. Look him up.
Okay.
There's one that's like it's Stay with Me or something like that I really, really like.
Okay. I got a list here. I've got Leonardo DiCaprio has been robbed many, many, many times. And so he was robbed so many times, they gave him a courtesy award for The Revenant, which isn't even his best movie. It's a good movie to me, but it's not even his best movie. Martin Scorsese is on my list. And then I have I have for my mother, Susan Lucci. So any of you that watch these award shows in the 90s, all the way up to the early 2000s, you would know this name, Susan Lucci. She was on a soap opera. I cannot remember the soap opera. And my mother loved her. And she was nominated something like 9 times and didn't win till her 10th nomination. For the yeah, so she's the ultimate they were robbed. And I just wanted to throw that one out there for my mom. My joke of they were robbed was any quality artist that's ever been nominated for album of the year at the Grammys was probably robbed. For some band you've never heard of. They're like I remember when Arcadia Fire won the Grammy. Now they're super big, but when they won the Grammy for album of the year, no one knew who the hell they were except for those people that are like, "Oh my god, you're so not cool if you don't know who Arcadia Fire is." Like, it was those people that knew who Arcadia Fire was. Those are the only ones. So that's my little soapbox. So let's see what's next. Okay. Most watched then and now. And what I mean by then is when you were younger, when you were a kid, and which award show are you watching more now as an adult? So for me, back when I was a child, it was the Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards all day. All day long.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yes.
who's going to get slimed? Yes. Awesome. I think we're all in agreement.
I think that was like the one that everybody looked forward to every year because we wanted to see who was going to get slimed.
Who was the one most slimed for you, Angel, for Santi? Who was the person that got slimed all the time for you?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember. I remember, who was it? iCarly. She got
Okay.
oh my god, not Jenna McCurdy. Miranda Cosgrove got slimed a lot when she was the host. And I think that was a couple years back though, but like she was slimed the most. So
what about you, Lizette?
I'm going like way older than iCarly. Drake Bell and Josh Peck.
Oh yes.
Is that way
when
older?
They got, it's way is it? Maybe? I think so.
Miranda was just a child like in that show, Drake and Josh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And it like just reminded me of that. But I also the guy who played not Keenan, but the guy who played Kel when he got slimed and it wasn't supposed he wasn't supposed to be. That was actually an accident.
Who loves orange soda? I love orange soda. I do. Ooh.
Oh my god. That's what's bringing me back to it, like them being slimed, because I looked into it later as an adult and I'm like, wait a minute. That was an accident. That was not intended. It was just funny because now looking at it, he had every reason to be in shock because it wasn't supposed to be him. But you would thought it was staged because of who his personality was on his show.
Yeah. So I just remember they had all the awards that meant something to you as a teen or as a child. They had Best Friends, Best Animated Show. All the movies that were nominated for Best Movie were movies you've heard of. The person that was most slimed for me growing up was like Will Smith and Rosie O'Donnell. Those two were always getting slimed. Yeah. Always, always, always. Best Friends was always Boy Meets World. Corey and Sean were always winning Best Friends.
Yes.
Rugrats was always the best animated series. It always won best animated series was Rugrats. I'm surprised Rugrats hasn't made a comeback of some kind in today's world, to be honest. And I would say that most watched now would be the Oscars because I have a show on the TheSadFan podcast network called Popcorn and Beers. A couple years ago, I made it a habit to try to watch every film nominated for an award. It's hard, but I get pretty close every year. I'm not a member of like goldderby.com. I'm not a member of any of the critic sites, so I can't get them all, and I don't get screeners, so I pay for them all out of my pocket because I support the writers, I support the actors, and I go out and I pay my money and I watch them. So it's Oscars for me. Lizette, what about you? I think we already got your then. What about your now?
A couple years ago, I would watch the Oscars all the time because as someone who studied theater and wanted to be an actress, that was something that I wanted to watch, and the Grammys. So it was normally those two. But I also watched like the Latin Grammys because they
I forgot
don't do
about
them
the
together.
Latin Grammys. I'm mad at myself.
Yeah, they don't do them together, but it's like leading up to the moment, right? Leading up to the award show. Their carpet's a different color every year. And it's always in representation of something that's happening in society or whatever charity. So it's always something like that. And I remember, was it about 5 years ago? About 5 years ago, it was like purple. I think it was their mental health like charity that they were going to do. I don't remember exactly which one. And I wanted it to be like that in the Oscars. I wanted the Oscars to do something like that instead of just having a red carpet and have everybody walk on the red carpet. Also, Oscars, I think, wasn't it Wanda Sykes? She hosted once
I think
the
last
Oscars.
year. Didn't she host last year?
I think last year, and she's gonna host, I heard, again, but I don't know if that's true or not. I prefer when a comedian hosts. They make it less serious. They add that humor that you need because
When is a comedian not hosted? COVID, I guess, because they did the different host in every area, right?
Yeah, they did it like multiple hosts.
But we got to have people not be so pretentious. They can't take themselves so seriously on every single issue. I mean, serious. I don't get how I get offended by some things, but a lot of times I can be like, okay, I understand it's just a joke. Like I get it. It's not directed at me. They're making an observational joke, and I try to like move forward with it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't like that one, but I won't be like, I will fight you in the streets, sir. Just in my head, I'm just like, oh, it was a bit much. I didn't really like that joke, you know. Santi, what about you? What are you watching now? If you were to watch an award show?
Well, I don't be really watching the award shows anymore.
Yeah,
like how I was back in the day when I was younger. Oh, I mean, I'm still young. don't target me, please. I try. No. But if I do, I watch like snippets on YouTube, like those clips, those funny moments, those memorable moments on YouTube. But that's really it.
No, I think you're right. I think award shows that are finding ways to go viral are the ones that are becoming the most successful. You have to find a way to go viral, to get people like Santi's attention, you know, to bring more viewers to, oh, what did I miss? And then typically you'll go down a rabbit hole and watch another clip and another clip and another clip. So I get that. I love, though, that we were all, though we're from different generations, we all watched Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards as our then award show.
I'm surprised they don't do, for us podcasters, Webby. They don't do the Webby Awards on television.
I gotta figure out how to get nominated for that. I think you have to submit your own podcast for a nomination, but I don't know that I have enough viewers yet. We're working on it. Hey, if you're watching on anyone else's platform, watch the show. We work really hard on it. I understand I don't do a lot of the production stuff with the green screens. Even Lizette does a little bit more with her show with like the pictures and the flashing lights and everything. I mean, I get it. It's cool. But, you know, support the talkers. Some of us just talk well. Your next topic is, if you could go to one, which one would it be? So Santi, you don't watch them. You're not about them anymore. But if you could go to one, which one would you go to?
MTV awards, because and it goes back to when I was young and I would be watching MTV on the channel. I forgot what channel. Yeah, back in the day,
Probably on
I
MTV.
watched. Huh?
Said probably on MTV.
Right. No. Um, they would play a lot of music videos, and I think
Yeah.
that's how I kind of grasp it, because when I watched the channel, they would play a lot of, or in the show, like musics, and so I
Mm-hmm.
think that would make me want to go to the award.
I believe that. I know you to be someone that likes to get your groove on, if you will. So if you went to like the MTV Music Awards with all the performances and all the music in between and during the intermission, you'd be like, this is my party. This is what I came for.
Yes.
For me, I know this one is much maligned because we found out that the foreign press, I want to say, was getting paid off for the Golden Globes a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why a lot of movies were winning. It's because they were making money on it, and
Yep.
they've since had to apologize. And I think they also had like one ethnic member also of that group, and they got in trouble for that for only having like what. But I did hear in a lot of what I've read from other reviewers, other critics, people that have been there, it is the best party to go to is the Golden Globes because everybody's joking,
Yep.
everybody's laughing, everybody's sitting together having a good time. So I think that'd be one for me. Lizette, what about you?
So I have two. You took one of mine, the Golden Globes,
Okay.
because I did hear that that was the best party that you could go to in regards to any award show. I think it's mainly because of my grandma. My grandma doesn't speak any English; she only speaks Spanish. So a lot of the stuff that we watched at home was in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Los Premios Billboard, because
Okay.
they're like, you know how a lot of award shows have someone who will come perform live in front of the audience and stuff like that. They had the best live performances, in my
Okay.
opinion. They also do the same thing, different carpet color every year. Typically, it
Mm-hmm.
was hosted in Miami. I think they did it in Vegas one time. And then other than that, it would be like Mexico City. So it was either Miami, Vegas, or Mexico City. But their performances were just amazing. The Pitbull does, I think, probably what he would do in concert.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the Primos Billboard every year, even if he doesn't have an album that's going to be mentioned. And I mean, they don't call him Mr. 305 for no reason. He really does. It's a really big show. I would love to see it in person. I haven't seen his concert in person though.
So this is going to be our last topic. Most obscure. Most obscure. So there's a bunch here. You have the ESPYs, which have become a little bit more mainstream, but it's a sports award show, and they do some obscure things, like you get a vote on some of the awards. There used to be a show on, I think it was like W4 or something like that. It was like a video game channel, and they had the video game
Mm-hmm.
awards show. And then this is the one that I'm going to talk about, though, so as not to steal anyone else's. There was a channel about my coming of age time where I was 17 to I want to say 22 ish called
Mm-hmm.
Spike TV. Spike TV. And they had an award show called the Man Awards. And it was marketed as we give you the action movies you want and the rock ballads you want to listen to. And it's like everything was most manly crash scene, most manly fight. Like that was and I think the award was like a railroad spike or something like that was the award that you would get for having
Yeah.
and I just remember like thinking to myself, I was like, this could not last. Like this can't be a thing because it was so corny and so cheesy. But and it was like that voice, the whole I threw out my vocal cords doing that voice, but that's what it was through the whole show. And that was one of the most obscure things I had ever seen as far as award shows were concerned, where they're just grasping. Little do they know, people like Santi were going to stop watching award shows altogether as they created one. Lizette, what about you? Most obscure award show that could come to mind?
I want to say, I don't even know if it's an award show. Would the Pro Bowlers announcement of last year
I
count?
don't think I don't think that's an award show, but they do the players awards, I think, during the Pro Bowl announcement where the players
Yeah,
get to like give each other awards.
because who was it? Gronk. He was trying to be funny and it just it fell flat. I mean, they always make him look super awkward. So it was just one of the things that I noticed. Um,
He has
so
that jock laugh too. The
Yeah. I'm like, that would be, I think, just, it's so obscene to see him, and I'm like, no, don't want to do that ever again. But I would have to say, when they honor the athletes, that's when I think that it's just, they have the weirdest moments because everyone looks awkward as they're going to go get it. They're not trained professionals to perform in that way. So you just
Okay.
see them look super uncomfortable when they get to the stage. I can't think of like a specific moment that I thought was just no.
Just weird, just obscure.
Yeah, just too
What?
obscure. I just can't remember a specific moment.
All right, Santi. What about you? What's the weirdest or oddest award show you could think of?
So you see, I think this is where my age is getting me. I'm kidding. Or that I lived under a rock for half of my life. It's okay though. Oh
How about
gosh.
this? How about I ask you a better question?
Yes, please.
If you could create your own award show, and you could both answer this one, what would it be?
If I can create my own award show. You can go first. I'll let you go first.
Lizette, you want to go?
Yeah, so I don't know what it would be called,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that I would definitely maybe call it trending, because a lot of the times everything can be on social media, it can be from TikTok to Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. I would
Yeah.
include something that has sports, music, movies, live theater performances, and podcasting or streaming, other avenues of listening to things, radio, podcasting, or whatever, and have it
Yeah.
all together.
You're trying to give somebody
Just so it's-
EGOT, like right there, like right on your
Yeah.
stage. You're gonna give somebody an EGOT. You won this for TV. You won this for theater. You won this for the Oscars.
Have Rita Moreno go over there against Whoopi Goldberg and see what happens. Like, they're both EGOT, so might as well just have somebody, you know? But definitely I would try to see if there could be a way to incorporate all aspects of entertainment, because I feel like they divide subsections, but if they
Yeah.
start competing against each other, maybe that would be a little bit interesting. Not
Okay.
WWE moment, but interesting.
So
Okay.
Santi, since Lizette said I'd create an award show that encompassed everything, what would be your award show? She took everything. She's like, I would literally
Everything is
take an
mine.
award show that has everything.
Wait, did she take gaming? I didn't hear
No.
gaming.
Oh
though.
no.
So
I
I
did
would
not.
create one for gaming.
Okay.
With everything from EA Sports to puzzles to even Pokemon to see
Yeah.
who can be the very best.
Okay. What about, like, would you have like best personalities, like best Twitch personalities, best Microsoft
Yes.
gaming? Okay.
Best personality, comedic like timing, best like dramatic moments,
Mm-hmm. Would you separate that by sex, or would you make it unisex? Like, you're either the best or you're not. It doesn't matter what your sex is.
unisex.
There we go. I love that. Yeah, and I think that's where we're gonna trend pretty soon. Is we're gonna start to see categories that are just unisex, like who is actually the best actor, right? We don't care who wins best actor, and it better be a good movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio better not be sent off to the side to lose again.
I think he's just like, he made somebody mad. He just really upset someone to not be able to win any of the awards that I think he should have won. Because, like you said, he has been robbed. He's been nominated
Yeah.
quite a lot, but won, no. Like, and he makes millions of dollars, billions of dollars in just one project, and he
Yeah.
hasn't won
Well,
half the
he
awards
won
that
for The
everyone else
Revenant.
has.
Well, half the awards. I see what you're saying. I see.
Half the
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah, but it is crazy for him, and there's lots of other stars, and we could probably go on forever if we just talked about those, right? These stars, but unfortunately, we're out of time. So, Santi, Lizette, where can they reach you? Santi, let's start with you. Where can they reach you? Where can they follow your stream?
They can follow me on twitch.tv/Munching Yoshi with 2 eyes, or youtube.com/Munching Yoshi.
I love it. Lizette, where can they get your show?
So you can get us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. You can also find us on YouTube, just at MyLadies7, and TikTok as well. Go on to TikTok and Instagram, MyLadies7. Join actually our prompts when we have them. We'll ask you what kind of topics do you want us to talk about, and you can join. It's anonymous. No one's gonna really reveal your name, but we'll try to get those topics on there as well.
That's awesome. And as always, you can reach us at The GORP Show on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. TheSadFan finally has a TikTok, so you can reach us on TikTok now at TheSadFan. We're TheSadFan12. That's who I am. We have the SadFan Cast on Twitter. You can reach us at TheSadFan on Instagram. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. And we're available on YouTube at the SadFan Podcast Network. Gosh, this game is hard, guys. All right, everyone. Keep on gorping, and we appreciate you all tuning in. We'll see you next week.